So here we're going to reveal the answer and the winner of the football estimation question. And the prize this time is the sum of £2.72, which is as close as I can get in currency to E, which is usually referred to as Euler's number after the mathematician who invented it. And I'm going to put a link in the description explaining what that number is if you're not aware of it. It's very important in maths, so click on that if you want to have a look at that. And it's named after this person here. Now, you might think this was pronounced Euler, very common mispronunciation, but actually because he was Swiss, it's pronounced Euler. And with that in mind, I thought maybe I would search on Amazon for what you could buy to do with Euler, but it was mainly things that you would use to put oil on stuff, which I guess is what you'd expect, and all quite expensive actually. But I did find this here, a wiper oiler for recorder. So if any of you have got a recorder in the cupboard that you haven't been playing since you were in primary school and you need to clean it, this device here looks like it's the one to use. And look, only £1.12, so you could actually buy two of those, although there is only one left in stock, but thankfully, in brackets, more on the way. So that is my recommendation for a possible purchase for this particular prize. Now let's see who's actually won it then. Well, let's just go through the guesses first. Start with the year 7s, I think. And for these ones, mostly pretty good. So fairly close range of guesses, sort of 30, 20, 30, 52, down to 16, and there's a 15 guess as well actually on the other set of guesses there. So Aaron's 23, Maddie 15, Candy's up 57, Josh 46. So yeah, pretty close together. There was a good discussion here from these three guys actually. So this is the kind of thinking you need if you're going to try and get these answers right. So Harry thinks, well, because the ball's just outside the 18-yard area, the penalty area, then he's put about 25 steps. And that's quite a good thing to notice. Toby Wilson's added something extra here, which is that the ball is also behind the goal. But what he should have done is probably put a few more steps on top of Harry's guess in that case. It's a good observation, but then you could have used that there to put some more steps on, I think. Now, Toby White has taken it a step further. Yes, the ball is outside the 18-yard line there, but a step is only half to 2/3 of a yard. And that's true. A yard is actually quite a long distance, and a step isn't quite as big. So he's gone for more steps there, 47. Not the best use of English there, but a math teacher, I won't dwell on that. Okay, so we'll come back to that maybe later. Let's look at some of the year 10 guesses, and I dread to think what we're going to find in here. Let's start at the top actually, and to be honest, this is an excellent answer. So this is Seb's answer. He's talking about making a scale model of a football pitch that he can then use a ruler on. So he's worked out how long a real football pitch is, made a scale drawing with this scale here, which you can then actually do a drawing of, tried to estimate where the ball was on the pitch and then where the ball went to in the end, and using that scale drawing has come up with this answer. Now this is a very good answer. Now obviously I know what the answer is already because I had to measure it at the time. I wasn't going to leave the ball out there for 2 days and then come back and measure it later. It would not have been there when I got back. So I'll tell you, this answer is not the winning answer, but it is extremely good. It's the best answer in terms of quality, and it's very close actually to the correct answer. So good job there. Anna says 2 steps if you're in top set PE. Now I think it's an interesting idea that we could explore some more. Why do you think that top set PE people have longer legs? I don't know if that's the case or not. It seems like an interesting hypothesis. I would think they'd be quicker, but would they have fewer strides to get there because they've got a longer stride? I'm not sure. That will be a research project for you, I think, when we get back. Ella has noticed that the only real reference point you can see on the video is the goal itself. All football goals are the same size, so she's kind of worked out how many goals you need to get from where I'm standing to where the ball ends up, and use that length, and then also divide it by the average male stride length, which is a good thing to do here. And come up with, similar to Seb, come up with 50-ish steps. So actually that is a very sensible answer here. So I do like that a lot, that thinking. Toby Lawrence, who actually won this last time with the cup, and he says, oh, it would take 500 steps and it would take 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 steps to fall down at your ball. I do enjoy that reference. Now, Will says 1 small step for man, 1 giant leap for mankind. Well, I can see his confusion here, probably because I floated the ball so beautifully and with such control. He's assuming we are on the moon, but actually no, it was on Earth with Earth gravity. I'm just that good at football. Giles, 1, 2, 3 steps. Did he just press the first 3 numbers on the keyboard? I think maybe he did. That answer probably isn't going to be right. On to the next set, and we have Olivia. So she has taken this very seriously again, and she's now saying that with someone with size 11 feet, which is massive, by the way, my feet are 3.5, that is a normal size. This is not a normal size, I'm afraid. It shouldn't take too many steps. Well, look, I'm going to refer you to the same issue as your friend here. Why is that going to change the number of steps? I mean, I'm not going like foot to foot. I'm opening my stride out, so the size of the feet shouldn't matter. Interesting logic. But then again, you're not a maths teacher. You're a maths teacher, not a PE prodigy, clearly shown by skills in the video. This is the kind of hate that I was talking about, guys. Okay, so we're not going to have this negativity in our lives. 73 steps. Wow. We'll see. Zoe makes a good point here. It's not very inclusive to assume everyone has legs. So the unit of steps is pretty ignorant. And she's then used a unit of her own invention, blades of grass. Now, this is actually quite a sensible idea because steps is not a good unit because everyone's is different. And yes, some people don't even have legs to do steps. But even among those of us lucky enough to have both of our lower limbs, we all have different stride lengths. So you can't use it as a measurement, an accurate measurement that can then be translated. Blades of grass might be a better unit because, one, they're on the video, and also blades of grass, they tend to have the same width, don't they? I think about 1 millimeter in each case. The problem with this answer, though, is if you assume that she's talking about 25 million millimeters, if we divide by 1,000 to make that into meters and divide by 1,000 again to make it into kilometers, you're still talking about 250 kilometers, which it isn't. It's not that far away. So good idea, not well executed. Kat says, no matter how many steps it takes, you should leave at least 2 meters between you and the ball at all times due to social distancing rules. Yeah, thank you for reminding us of that. That is very important. But believe me, my ball control is that bad. The ball is always at least 2 meters away from me. So not a problem at all. So then sensible guesses here. 53, that's a pretty good guess there. 45 steps, because why not? Why not indeed? Actually, it is quite a close guess. Luna, 48, also a very close guess there. Maybe that one's right. 27, 32.5. I think you can have a 0.5 step. I'll give you that. That's a possible thing. Although I'm not giving Hayden this 0.6. I'm not rounding to the nearest tenth of steps. And Alex, I think, just had a typo there and said 3 steps. It isn't 3. Okay, well, let's look at the answer then. Now, proof of this is going to be in a link in the corner there. I'll try and put it there. The answer is 47 steps. And you may recall that we did indeed have that guess. It was another year 7. It was Toby White this time. Yes, so that was exactly the right answer. Enjoy cleaning your recorder.